Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today, and this time I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends series 3 3/4 inch Spider-Man. Now, I have to say right up front that Spider-Man is my all-time favorite superhero. Whether we're talking Marvel or anything else, I just love Spider-Man. Probably number two would be Iron Man, but nobody really comes up to Spider-Man, and I'm very excited to get this guy out of the package and to see just exactly what he is like. The tail of the tape on this is probably going to be the joints and how tight or loose they are. He does appear to have lots of articulation. I'm definitely liking the looks of that, but if it's loose and flopsy, it's going to be a fail. Now, I do want to mention too that the package art is very, very nice. I love him swinging into action like that. That is a very cool scene. And on the back, we have a little catalog of 6 other figures that are currently available, and a little write-up. It says Spider-Man is a web-slinging hero with amazing powers and web-crawling ability, and a pretty cool posed image of the figure there. So let's get him out of the package and see what we think. Okay, so here's Spider-Man outside of his package, and I must say he's looking pretty sharp. I really like this particular color scheme with the slightly darker blue for the blue parts of the suit, at least darker than what I'm used to seeing. I'm also very happy to report that the joints are not loose. They're all nice and tight. In fact, this left shoulder here was a little bit too tight. I had to work it a bit to kind of get it to sort of loosen up, but tight enough, everything's tight enough that it holds good. He's able to hold a pose and he's able to stand without any problem, even though he has the small feet that these things always generally have. Nice that they included the little peg holes there, which I think is pretty standard these days. But if you have a stand, it doesn't hurt to use it. You can get even more dynamic poses. But you see, no problems with balance at all. He stands just fine. I'm really liking the paint job here. I don't see any sloppy bits or any really messy parts. Everything looks just right. The webbing is beautiful. Yeah, definitely no problems with this guy at all. Let's have a look at the articulation. So we'll run through the articulation here, but as you can see, I've got him in a bit of an unusual pose. It's not every action figure that can do that sort of thing where the hands can come right together. But anyway, the head is, well, it seems to be on a ball joint, but since the neck is really thick, you can't do too much of an up and down. You can just do a little bit. So not quite as much as maybe if the neck was a bit thinner, but the head will go all the way around. And of course the shoulders, now the shoulders are double jointed, so you have this out and in part here, but then you also can do around like this, so you can really get a full range of motion out of the arms. Really crazy what you can do there. And there's even a upper bicep swivel too. And then of course the elbows, they go just past 90 degrees, so not too bad there. And then of course they go straight all the way and even a little farther than they ought to go. The wrists appear to be on a ball, which is kind of embedded in the forearm so that you can spin the hand all the way around, but you can't really do too much side to side stuff. In fact, I can't really get it to do any kind of side to side or up and down sort of movements. Now there is sort of an ab crunch. It's a bit high, but you can see there, and that's great on a Spider-Man figure because if you want to do a sort of like a swinging pose and maybe dangling from a thread, it's nice to be able to kind of get him in that position. That's very cool. No waist articulation though, so just that high up piece of sort of chest, I guess. And then the hips, now they're on a ball, but it's kind of, again, it's sort of buried up in there a bit so that it slightly limits things, but not too much. You see, you can get him into some pretty decent, sort of a sitting pose, and you can do some running type poses like that if you're able to make him stand. So not too bad on the hips. They don't quite do a full split, but pretty close. The knee, now the knee is double jointed, so you got up above and below the knee itself so that you can actually bend the leg all the way over on itself like that. So that's pretty nice. And the ankles appear to be, again, on a ball joint that's sort of embedded within the lower leg, so you can spin the foot all the way around, and you can do a little bit of forward and backwards motion, but not really too much on the side to side. So overall, not too bad on articulation, and for a 3 3/4 inch figure, probably more really than what I would expect it to have. Alright, so what is the verdict on old Spider-Man here? Well, honestly, I have to say I just love this guy, and I knew that I would. I mean, he's Spider-Man. He's my all-time favorite superhero. Plus, he meets all of my expectations for a 3 3/4 inch figure, and then some, I would say. Excellent articulation, nice tight joints, excellent paint or possibly tampograph job, I'm not sure which. He just looks awesome. I love the webbing on the suit there. The only thing that I might have done slightly different is include a waist swivel or possibly lower that ab crunch just a little bit, but those are relatively minor complaints. By the way, he does not come with any threads. I've just rigged him up like that for my own amusement. I thought it might make a fun thumbnail possibly. So that's all I have to say about Spider-Man here. I do have lots more stuff coming up though, Star Wars stuff, Transformers, more Marvel, all kinds of stuff. So do hit that subscribe button, and this is Leo Bond saying thanks for watching and have an excellent day.